Have you ever been sitting in a perfectly quiet room only to be driven absolutely crazy by a constant high-pitched ringing or buzzing in your ears? Today, we are talking about a completely natural, surprisingly simple daily tea that can help make weak blood vessels and that maddening tinnitus a thing of the past. I am going to share with you a specific combination of everyday ingredients that can silence the noise from the inside out. But here is the hook, and it goes against everything you have probably been told. That ringing in your ears? It might not be an ear problem at all. It is highly likely a blood circulation problem. I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me, because understanding this changes everything. Let me know right now in the comments, do you hear a high-pitched ringing, a low rumble, or a heartbeat sound in your ears? Tell me your experience, because I read every single comment. To truly fix this issue, we need a quick look at the background of how our hearing actually works with our cardiovascular system. For decades, doctors primarily blamed tinnitus on loud noises damaging the tiny hairs inside the cochlea. While that can happen, modern holistic medicine has uncovered another massive culprit. It is called vascular tinnitus. Your inner ear relies on a massive network of incredibly tiny blood vessels to function correctly and send clear signals to your brain. When we age, experience chronic stress, or eat poorly, these vital blood vessels become weak, stiff, and narrow. The connection between your cardiovascular health and your auditory health is unbreakable, yet it is ignored by almost everyone. So let us start by looking closely at the true cause behind that maddening ringing in your ears. Most people believe a very common myth. They think that tinnitus is strictly an ear problem, perhaps caused by listening to loud music in their youth or simply getting older. But what if I told you that for millions of people, the ears are completely innocent? The real culprit is actually sitting in your cardiovascular system. Imagine your blood vessels are like a network of flexible garden hoses carrying water to every part of your body. Now, picture what happens when you tightly squeeze one of those hoses. The water rushes through the narrow opening with a loud, aggressive hissing sound. This is exactly what is happening inside your head. Your tiny blood vessels, especially those delicate capillaries feeding your inner ear, become stiff, weak, or clogged. The blood has to force its way through these tight spaces, creating a turbulent flow. Your sensitive inner ear picks up the sound of this turbulent blood flow, and your brain translates it as a constant, annoying ringing, buzzing, or hissing. It is not phantom noise at all. It is the literal sound of your circulatory system struggling to do its job. Until you fix the garden hose, the hissing will never stop. This changes everything about how we should approach the problem, shifting our focus from the ear itself to the pathways leading to it. Now that we know the garden hose is squeezed, let us talk about why most traditional remedies fail to give you lasting relief. You have probably seen dozens of pills, drops, and gadgets that promise to magically erase the noise overnight. Here is the uncomfortable truth, and a major myth we need to bust right now. You cannot cure a structural plumbing issue by simply wearing ear plugs or taking a painkiller. Most of these commercial solutions are designed to merely mask the symptoms. They act as a temporary distraction for your brain, rather than repairing the weak blood vessels causing the turbulence in the first place. Think of it like putting a tiny piece of tape over a glowing check engine light on your car dashboard. Sure, you cannot see the warning light anymore, but the engine is still actively breaking down under the hood. If you ignore the weak blood vessels, the problem will only progress, potentially leading to more severe cardiovascular issues down the road. We need to focus on rebuilding the elasticity and strength of those capillary walls. We need to turn that stiff, fragile pipe back into a healthy, flexible hose. And nature has provided us with the exact tools to do this, hidden right inside our kitchen cabinets. We just need to know how to combine them correctly to unlock their healing properties. This brings us to the very first magical ingredient in our healing tea blend, which is hibiscus. You might know hibiscus as just a pretty red flower that makes a tart, refreshing summer drink. But do not let its delicate appearance fool you. In the world of natural medicine, hibiscus is an absolute powerhouse for your cardiovascular system. Let us debunk a quick myth here. Many people think you need harsh chemical medications to lower blood pressure and relax blood vessels. However, scientific studies have shown that hibiscus acts as a highly effective natural vessel relaxer. This means it actively helps your blood vessels expand and soften. Imagine a dried-out, brittle rubber band that is ready to snap under pressure. When you introduce the active compounds found in hibiscus, it is like massaging soothing oil back into that rubber band. It regains its natural stretch and elasticity. As the vessels leading to your inner ear relax and widen, the blood no longer has to squeeze through tight, rigid tubes. The turbulent, noisy flow begins to calm down into a smooth, quiet stream. The volume of the ringing naturally starts to decrease because the physical cause of the noise is being directly repaired. Plus, its deep red color comes from powerful antioxidants that protect these delicate vessels from further damage. While hibiscus works on relaxing the vessels, we need something to actively stimulate the blood flow to the very hard-to-reach areas of the head. This is where our second powerhouse ingredient comes into play. It is rosemary. Yes, the exact same fragrant herb you probably use to season roasted potatoes or chicken. Rosemary has been celebrated for centuries as the herb of remembrance, but its true superpower lies in its ability to dramatically boost microcirculation. Think of your circulatory system like a massive city traffic grid. While hibiscus clears the major highways, rosemary is the traffic cop that opens up the tiny, neglected side streets and alleyways. The capillaries in your inner ear and brain are some of the smallest vessels in your entire body. When they become weak, blood struggles to reach the end of the line. Rosemary contains a unique compound called rosmarinic acid, which thins the blood ever so slightly and pushes it deep into these microscopic pathways. It forces oxygen and vital nutrients into the starving cells of your auditory system. As these tiny side streets are finally cleared and nourished, the surrounding tissues begin to heal. The damaged nerves that might be misfiring and contributing to the tinnitus finally get the oxygen they desperately need to calm down. Now we have our vessel relaxer and our circulation booster. But there is a third crucial piece to this puzzle that most people completely overlook. That piece is inflammation. You can open the blood vessels all you want, but if the walls are inflamed and swollen from the inside, the blood will still struggle to flow quietly. To solve this, we add a generous pinch of fresh ginger to our tea. Ginger is nature's ultimate anti-inflammatory agent. Let us crush another common myth. Inflammation is not always a visible swelling like a sprained ankle. Silent, invisible inflammation happens inside your arteries and veins every single day, often caused by stress, poor diet, or environmental toxins. Imagine tiny, invisible fires burning along the inner lining of your blood vessels, making them rough, swollen, and narrow. Ginger acts exactly like a cooling fire extinguisher, sweeping through your circulatory system and putting out these microscopic flames. It smooths out the inner walls of your arteries, ensuring that the blood glides effortlessly without causing the turbulent friction that leads to that maddening ringing sound. By combining ginger with hibiscus and rosemary, we create a synergistic effect. They work together perfectly to relax, nourish, and soothe your entire vascular network from the inside out. Knowing the ingredients is only half the battle. How you prepare this specific tea determines whether you get a miraculous healing tonic or just a mug of hot flavored water. Let us talk about the exact brewing method you need to follow. There is a huge myth that boiling water extracts the most nutrients from herbs. This is completely false. If you pour aggressively boiling water directly over delicate hibiscus petals and essential oil-rich rosemary, you will instantly burn away the most fragile healing compounds. It is like trying to bake a delicate cake with a blowtorch. Instead, you need to bring your water to a gentle simmer, then turn off the heat and wait for about 2 minutes before pouring. Add 1 teaspoon of dried hibiscus, 1 small sprig of fresh rosemary, and 3 thin slices of fresh ginger into your cup. Pour the hot, but not boiling water over them and immediately cover the cup with a small plate. This trapping of the steam is incredibly important. The volatile oils in rosemary and ginger will evaporate into the air if left uncovered. You want those oils trapped in your cup, not perfuming your kitchen. Let it steep for exactly 10 minutes to pull out the deep, rich compounds without turning the tea overly bitter. So, what exactly happens when you start drinking this powerful vascular healing tea every single day? Let us walk through the timeline of healing, because setting the right expectations is key. Do not expect the ringing to vanish after your very first sip. We are rebuilding a damaged system, not flipping a magic switch. During the first 3 to 4 days, you might not notice a massive change in the volume of the tinnitus. However, you will likely start noticing changes in your body temperature. Your hands and feet might feel unusually warm. This is the perfect illustration of the rosemary and hibiscus actively opening up your microcirculation. The blood is finally reaching the extreme edges of your body. Around day 7, many people experience what we call the volume knob effect. The piercing, high-pitched ringing or heavy whooshing sound begins to lose its sharp edge. It is as if someone has walked over to a loud radio and slowly turned the volume dial down by 20 or 30%. The sound is still there, but it is no longer dominating your attention. It begins to fade into the background, allowing you to focus on conversations, enjoy watching television, and most importantly, relax without that constant mental strain. As you enter the 2nd and 3rd weeks of your daily tea ritual, you will start to experience some incredible secondary benefits that go far beyond just quieting your ears. Because this tea fundamentally improves how blood flows through your entire body, your brain gets a massive upgrade in oxygen delivery. You know that heavy, foggy feeling you sometimes get in the middle of the afternoon? That brain fog begins to lift. You will find yourself thinking more clearly, remembering things faster, and feeling a natural, sustained energy without the jittery crash that comes from coffee. Think of your body as a large house that has had terrible heating for years. Suddenly, someone comes in, cleans out all the ducts, and upgrades the furnace. Every single room in the house gets warm, bright, and comfortable. Your heart does not have to pump as hard, which naturally helps balance your blood pressure. Even your skin might start to take on a healthier, more vibrant glow because it is finally receiving the nutrients it has been starving for. The disappearance of the ringing in your ears is simply the most noticeable symptom of a profound total body healing process that is happening deep within your veins. To make this tea work twice as fast, there is one crucial dietary tweak you absolutely must make while drinking it. You have to monitor your sodium intake. I am not saying you need to eat bland, flavorless food, but hidden salt in processed foods is the absolute worst enemy of healthy blood vessels. Here is why. Salt acts like a sponge in your bloodstream, pulling in excess water and significantly increasing the volume of fluid your vessels have to carry. This dramatically increases the pressure inside your circulatory system. Trying to heal your weak blood vessels with our special tea while simultaneously eating high-sodium meals is like trying to bail water out of a sinking boat while actively drilling a new hole in the bottom. The two actions completely cancel each other out. Start checking the labels on things like canned soups, processed deli meats, and prepackaged sauces. You will be shocked at how much sodium is hiding in there. By simply cutting back on these sneaky salt bombs, you allow the hibiscus, rosemary, and ginger to do their job without fighting an uphill battle. Give your vessels the peaceful environment they need to rebuild their strength and calm the turbulence down. Imagine how your daily life is going to change when you finally stick to this routine and the healing truly takes hold. Think about your mornings. For someone with severe tinnitus, waking up is often the hardest part of the day. The silence of the bedroom makes the ringing sound unbearably loud, instantly filling you with anxiety before your feet even touch the floor. But picture waking up 3 weeks from now. You open your eyes, and instead of a screeching alarm bell inside your head, you hear nothing but the gentle, peaceful quiet of the morning. You can hear the birds singing outside the window. You can hear the soft breathing of your partner. It is like waking up in a serene, quiet forest after living next to a busy, noisy highway for years. That constant, exhausting tension in your neck and shoulders melts away because your brain is no longer fighting a phantom noise. You regain your peace of mind, your focus, and your sanity. All because you decided to support your weak blood vessels with a simple, natural daily habit. Consistency is your best friend here. Drink this gentle tea every single morning, be patient with your body, and watch as the relentless noise slowly becomes a distant memory. The most incredible turning point comes when you realize that your body actually has the power to heal itself, provided you give it the right natural tools. By addressing the root cause, weak blood vessels and poor microcirculation, you do not just mask the tinnitus. You actively repair the damaged system, creating the noise. This blend of hibiscus, rosemary, and ginger is truly a daily miracle in a cup. To wrap things up, remember to brew it gently, keep it covered, and stay consistent every single day. Thank you so much for watching and investing time in your health today. If you want more natural secrets like this, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and do not forget to drop a comment. Tell me, are you going to try this tea tomorrow morning? Or what is your current biggest struggle with tinnitus?